Hello and welcome to our program. ISO 9000 is a series of standards developed and published by the International Organization for Standardization. These define, establish, and maintain a quality management system for any organization. These standards provide guidance and tools for organizations that want to ensure that their products and services consistently meet customers' requirements and that quality is continually improved. The ISO 9001 standard provides requirements that organizations wishing to implement a process-based approach to quality management systems must fulfill. For further information about ISO 9001, please contact the ISO Consultation Division, the VA's source for guidance and education about the ISO 9001 standard. Contact ICD at va.gov. In this module, we'll be focusing on the required procedure, internal audit. Now, before you run from the room shouting, "No more audits," let me tell you that this procedure is not about adding more audits to the organization's workload. How is that possible? Well, remember that an ISO 9001 quality management system is performance-based. So an ISO 9001 required internal audit procedure will help an organization identify all of the current audits being conducted and then create a system that encompasses them all. This system ultimately allows the organization to become more efficient, resulting in an actual reduction of audits. However, this won't happen overnight. You may have to do some additional audits initially to get to that reduction and meet the quality management system requirements. And remember, the VHA's ISO Consultation Division, or ICD, is here to help each organization plan their audit schedule. ICD will assist in identification of audits that are currently being conducted and analyze how to capture the results of those audits for use in the audit program. In other words, the ICD will help find ways to streamline processes. There is support. According to the ISO 9001 standard, an organization must conduct internal audits at planned intervals to ensure that the quality management system is effectively implemented and maintained. The documented procedure for internal audit must include audit criteria, audit scope, audit frequency, and audit methods. In addition, an internal audit process requires that records of the audits are maintained. Management responsible for the area being audited corrects any process findings. Auditors cannot audit their own work. Status and importance of processes be taken into consideration when planning or scheduling audits. And follow-up of needed corrections to processes takes place and is recorded. So why more audits? Well, each of the clauses in the ISO 9001 standard is important to the quality management system, and each clause must be audited. It's important to ensure that processes are implemented, maintained, and are continually improved. In this auditing process, it is necessary to evaluate current processes, products, and services to provide the best care possible to veterans. Let's talk now about how quality management system audits differ from other audits. Many of the audits you may be familiar with are conducted using a checklist, basically a compliance-based tool used to capture information. These checklists could have well over 100 questions, some not even relevant to the organization. These checklist audits are more about inspections of specific areas and may just focus on regulatory or industry requirements. A quality management system, on the other hand, takes into account the dynamic nature of a process. A definition of a quality management system process is a set of interacting activities which transforms inputs into outputs. Think about all of the necessary steps involved to achieve a desired result. In other words, an organization needs to think about a system of processes and how they are related, meaning the output of one process becomes the input to another. It's important to note that quality management system audits can be conducted using a checklist, as in conventional audits. The difference is, however, that the auditor will ask questions which may discover additional information not found on the checklist. The most important thing to know is that quality management system audits are performed with the intent to document conformances to requirements, not mistakes. The process audit also differs from the checklist audit in that it is conducted by asking questions in a conversational manner. The goal of this type of audit is to get a complete picture of the entire process. In addition, a process audit will ask questions to clarify what methods of communication are being used. This will assist the organization or work area in understanding the processes in place.
Tell me about the work instructions for your work area.
Well, we have work instructions available at the point of use where we actually do the work. For example, if I need to clean a surgical instrument, I can refer to the work instructions that are posted in the work area.
How do you know if the work instructions are the most current version?
We have a process in place to ensure that the most recent version is the only version available. And then we can also refer to our document control library for the latest version.
Describe some of the process and goal measurements related to the work area.
Well, we have several measurements in our work area. I guess one example is measurement of patients who come onto the unit with an armband. Our goal is 100%.
Well, how does everyone use the information from the measurements to improve the process?
Well, we use the data from the armband measurement to ensure that we're meeting our goals. And if we aren't meeting our goals, then we can make adjustments either through our corrective action process or through improvement methodologies that we use.
What type of training do you participate in?
We train for new processes within the actual work area so that we can understand how to do our work and provide the products and services our customers need. But then we also have training whenever processes change.
As mentioned earlier, a process audit is an evaluation of the ordered steps of a process within a system. The internal auditor will verify conformance for each process step, from input to output. Checklist audits evaluate each of these different components of the process as individual requirements, which have to be met, not as a collective requirement for the process. The internal auditor considers and evaluates all the actions necessary for each process step in order and as they relate to one another. So why is the internal audit process so important? Its main focus is bringing value to an organization by creating a constant state of readiness. This may be quite a culture change for some organizations. An organization that is continually improving needs an internal audit program that continually improves as well. As improvements, new projects, and strategies change, it is important to understand how well these changes are occurring and how the organization and customer may be impacted. Following the plan, do, check, act model ensures organizations understand their actions and improve where they're deficient. Think of it this way. The internal audit procedure provides an organization with a master plan outlining all of the internal audits that must be conducted. Part of this planning process is to consider the status and importance of the areas to be audited, as well as the results of previous audits. By carefully reviewing the audit program, the organization will maintain a constant state of readiness while focusing on those areas which need attention. To sum up, the internal audit program is designed to help an organization gauge how well they are performing in areas that provide value to the customer. The true impact of a good internal audit program can only be realized when the data collected is properly reported and actions are taken to eliminate problems and their causes. This will allow an organization to go from using resources to put out fires to using resources to prevent future fires. The ICD has a bevy of tools that can help enhance your organization's quality management system and internal audit process. Contact us for resources and learning tools for internal audit available on our website and the ICD iPortal.